welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our Tuesday night live broadcast where we come at you live every single Tuesday. I don't know why when I say live, I just think it's the coolest thing that literally we can be in different parts of the world, in different parts of the country. And like I'm currently in Texas right now, but I can throw up a backdrop, I can throw up a light, get on some technology, and we can be seeing each other through a screen live wherever we are at. So if you are watching, whether you're on with us live or whether you are watching the recording of this and it's not live, I would love to know where it is you are watching from. Where are you tuning in from? If this is your first time here, I want to invite you to join our growing community. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. You will get notified when we have any new videos going up, recipes, hot tips, announcements, things like that. And while you're doing that, make sure to smash the like button, comment anything down below. Let us know if there's any topics or things that you want to see us address or you want to see us cook. I love cooking. I love cooking. I especially love taking unhealthy things and finding some version of how to make it kind of healthy. Anyway, so tonight we're going to be talking about something that I'm just going to go ahead and say that you're not going to succeed long term without mastering this. And if you succeed short term without mastering this, I do believe you'll wind up right back to where you started from. That is my personal belief. I have not been proved wrong on that yet, but I say all that to say that this thing we're going to talk about tonight is massively important. Massive. Massive with a capital M. Massive. It's massively important to success in any area of your life. And it's one of the things that I changed when I first started losing weight after being morbidly obese. There was 3 things that I was like, this has got to change if I want to succeed in this. And it's something that I learned through another area in my life. And I literally started applying it to every area in my life. And so tonight we're going to use this on how to apply it to weight loss as the example. But you can literally insert this principle with business, with your marriage, with your finances, with your parenting, with your job, with your career. You can apply it to any area of life and it still works. And so the concept I want to talk to you about tonight is life and death is in the power of your tongue. Your words matter. Word is seed. Okay. And when I first heard this, I heard it from a biblical context. I heard it from a spiritual context. And at that time, I really wasn't all that spiritual. I had never read the Bible. I, believed in something greater than ourselves, but I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't grow up like knowing any of that stuff. So I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. That's fine. That's fine that's where it comes from. If it works, I can still apply it in life. And that's what I did. Since then, obviously, I've read it for myself in the Bible and all of those things. And it has an even deeper meaning today than it did then. But I say all that to say, if you're like, I don't really know about that biblical stuff, Carmen, I get it. That's where I started as well. And the principle still works is the point. And so I used to be a chronic complainer. I was like the Debbie Downer in the room. I was the person, misery loves company. I would rather gossip or talk about what went wrong. I would rather look at the downside than the bright side. I would rather focus on what could go wrong than what could go right. I would rather focus on the problem versus the solution. That's the kind of person that I used to be. And we live in a world, unfortunately, where most of us were trained with this. We've been programmed with this. We've been trained with this. We have grown up in homes where we've watched parents do this, grandparents do this, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. We work in places where we witness bosses doing this. We watch it on the news. I mean, oh my goodness, turn on the news. When you turn on the news, what you're going to hear is everything that's going wrong in the world, what this politician's doing wrong, what this political party's doing wrong. I mean, it is a bunch of nonsense, dramatic, finger-pointing, blame-shifting, negative stuff is what it is. And that is the world that we unfortunately live in. However, when you can master this, not only does it make an impact with helping you lose weight. And I'm going to show you how in just a moment, but you will stand out. When you become a source of positiveness, when you are known for being positive, when you are known for being obnoxiously encouraging, which is my goal. Like, I want people to be like, oh, that Carmen, she is obnoxiously positive. She is obnoxiously encouraging. Like, she has such an obnoxious, good attitude. Like, oh, okay, great. Because what's the alternative? What's the alternative? To be a Debbie Downer and complain all the time about everything? And so let's rewind. I get a little fired up about this topic. Let's rewind for a second and let's talk about this for a second. Let's unpack this and talk about it. So, life and death is in the power of your tongue, and you will eat the fruit of it. Okay? In simple terms, life and death is in the power of your tongue. Words are seed. And so I want to give you this illustration. I want you to imagine that life is a garden. Okay? And when we speak, there's literally, I want you to picture, I'm speaking right now, there are seeds coming out of my mouth. And as they're coming out of my mouth, they are getting planted into the ground. Well, what happens when you plant a seed in the ground? Well, what happens is it grows. That's what happens. A sprout comes up and that little sucker grows. And so when we plant roses, what's going to grow? Roses. When we plant weeds, dandelions, what's going to grow? Weeds and dandelions. So if we are, if word is seed and we are speaking negativity, that means we are planting, if seeds are coming out of your mouth, we are planting negativity into the ground. Which means if we're sowing negativity, if words are seed and we're sowing negativity, we're going to reap negativity. We are going to reap more problems. We're going to get more stress. Our life is going to be filled with more problems, more stress, more all of that. And listen, I'm not even going to go there right now. If I'm speaking and I'm planting encouragement, if I'm planting walking by faith, if I'm speaking positive versus negative, now what's being planted? Positive. So if I'm speaking positive, what's being planted is positive, then it makes sense that I'm going to get more positive. So I told you, this is one of the things I changed that very first week when I started losing weight. Because when I started losing weight, I'm going to give you an example of how we can be very negative in weight loss and how we can also be very positive depending on what we have going on. And so what I used to do was say things like, I would like to be getting ready to go on a diet, or I'd just be starting to work out, or I would limit what I was going to eat, whether it was calorie counting or, using macronutrients or some form of something to help me know what to eat. I would say things like, a cookie. I can't have a cookie. I'm on a diet. I can't eat chocolate cake. Oh no, I'm on a diet. I can't have coffee. Oh no. I'm on a diet. I can't eat pumpkin pie. No, I'm on a diet. I can't have that. So, oh no, I have to eat all my raw veggies. I know that I hate carrots. I hate broccoli. Oh, I hate broccoli. Raw chicken breast, like bland chicken breast without being fried and without my Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A. Ew. First and foremost, I realized very quickly how freaking spoiled I was, first and foremost. But I would complain constantly about what I couldn't eat. I would be like, oh, I can't. That was a very common phrase in my, diet culture mind, is I can't have things. Here was the truth. Was there somebody standing there with a gun saying, Carmen, you can't eat this? No. And when somebody tells you, including yourself, when you tell yourself you can't have something, what it really makes you do is want it more, is the truth. It makes you want it more. So when I'm telling myself I can't have this, it was making me only want it more. Versus it was making me feel deprived. It was making me feel restricted. It was making me feel like someone else was getting something that I couldn't have. I can't have it. Those words made me feel like I was not in control, that the diet was in control, not me. Okay? That was the one perspective I was choosing. So let's look that. So that would be like the negative seeds that I was planting. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the positive. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other side of the coin, the other perspective. So the other perspective, when someone says, hey, you want a cookie? Hey, you want some popcorn? Hey, we're getting Chipotle tonight. You want it? Hey, we're getting Chick-fil-A, da, 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 da. You know what? Thank you so much for offering. No, thanks. First off, does the rest of the world really care if I'm trying to lose weight? No. But here's more importantly. So it's not only the words we say on the outside. It's the words we say to ourselves. Oh, I can't have that. You know, oh, you sure you don't want a cookie? Oh, or you're on a diet. Yeah, you're on a diet. You can't have a cookie. Nope, I'm actually not dieting. I'm simply eating according to my goals. And I'd rather have that six-pack abs than that cookie. Because tomorrow, that cookie is going to be poo-poo. It's going to be caca in the toilet. And my goals currently matter more to me than that 2 minutes of that cookie. So thanks, but no thanks. See, when I say no to the cookie, when I feel like, no, I'm in control and I can have the cookie, but I'm choosing not to because my goals, I'm more committed to my goals than to that cookie that's going to go in and come right back out tomorrow. That makes me feel empowered. That makes me feel like I'm in control. That makes me feel like, shoot, that cookie's not more powerful than me. I am more powerful than the cookie. Same thing. It's just a perspective. It's the words we're choosing. One makes us feel like we're being controlled. We're not in control. We are restricted. The other one makes us feel empowered. It makes us feel in control. It makes us feel like we can do this. I'll give you another example. So one of the things that I implemented when I started losing weight was workouts. Well, it wasn't because I liked working out. I was 288 pounds, and when I jumped, everything jiggled. I was a breastfeeding mom at the time, which means, these were freaking huge. I had to wear 2 sports bras just to hold them in. And I didn't like working out. It didn't make me feel good. I was out of shape. I couldn't keep up with the person on the TV. I couldn't even do half the moves. So if I'm being really honest, it made me feel like, wow, Carmen, you are so out of shape. So here was the negative side. Oh, no, I got to get up. I've got to work out. Yeah, no, I hate this workout. Ugh, so boring. And I can't even do it. And I'm really getting bored. And this chick that I'm doing the workout to, she's like a little fit Barbie and she drives me bonkers. So I was constantly complaining. Let me ask you, if I am speaking out of my mouth that I don't like working out, how does that play out long term? Because do you know that your brain cannot tell the difference between a truth and a lie? Your brain only knows what you tell it. Your brain does not know the difference between a truth and a lie. It simply only knows what you or I tell. My brain only knows what I tell it. It cannot differentiate the difference if I'm telling the truth or if I'm telling it a lie. It only knows what I tell it. So if I say I hate working out, how does that play out long term? If words are seed, I hate working out. I'm planting seeds. How long do you think you or I are going to continue to do something that we hate? How long are we going to continue to put ourselves in a situation that makes us feel bad about ourselves and that we don't like? We're not. Our brain's job is actually to protect us from those situations. Our brain's job is to actually keep us away from situations like that. And so it's really simple. Again, it goes back to the same lines. I don't have to work out. I'm choosing to do activities that line up with my goals. And I'm so sorry. I look at the hottest people on the planet at 50 and 60 and 70. You look at a 50-year-old that has fitness in their life and a 50-year-old that doesn't, they look completely different. You look at a 40-year-old that has fitness in their life and one that doesn't, they look different. You look at a 60-year-old that has fitness in their life and a 60-year-old that doesn't, they look completely freaking different. You look at a 70-year-old that has fitness in their life and a 70-year-old that doesn't, they look completely different. We're headed towards one of them. We're either headed towards the one that has fitness in their life or we're headed towards the one that doesn't. We're on one path, one or the other. We get to pick. And I know we live in a world where everyone wants to freaking tell you, oh, you can have the body of your dreams without working out. Have fun with that. Have fun with that. Yeah, you can work. Yeah, you can lose weight without working out. But is it really going to give you the body of your dreams? Because we're already losing muscle mass. As we age, we lose muscle mass. Isn't that fantastic? And so, anyway, part of just being strong, being able to lift your suitcase above your head as you're traveling around the world when you're 70, is having fitness in your life. I'm not talking about working out hours a day. I'm talking about keeping yourself in good health. And so, one is, I don't like it. One is, this lines up with who I want to be when I'm 50. This lines up with where I want my health to be when I'm 60. This is the kind of life I want to live. This is the kind of strength I want to have. I want to be a grandma that's able to lift my grandchildren. I want to be able to be the grandma that's running around in the park with my grandkids. What path am I on? And if I complain about something and I say that I hate it and I don't want to do it, that path's going to lead me to quitting. That path is going to lead me to, no, I ain't doing this. Versus, I get to work out. I've had the Ghostbusters theme song in my head for weeks. We did a conference where we played the Ghostbusters theme song on one of the team building nights. And ever since that night, I keep hearing, okay. Anyway. So I love to, again, my brain cannot tell the difference between truth and a lie. Word is seed. Whatever I'm saying is going to be planted in my garden of life and it's going to grow. I love working out. Oh, I can't wait to work out. Do you want to know when I stopped hating working out? When I stopped speaking, then I hated it. When I started actually saying, I can't wait for leg day. Leg day used to be like my most unfavorite day. I was like, oh, it's leg day. Oh, it's leg day. I hated leg day. I didn't look forward to leg day. All of a sudden, I was like, no, I like leg day. Leg day? Huh, pretty freaking awesome. I love leg day. I literally I stopped speaking death about leg day. I changed the words that were coming out of my mouth, and I went from hating it to loving leg day. I went from loathing it and despising it to actually looking forward to it and feeling accomplished and being like, yes, I am doing something to get me to my goal as a grandmother. I am doing something to get me to my goal of living to be 100 years old. I am doing something to be an active participant in my own life. Have you ever watched people who they live their life, but they're literally on the sidelines watching? People are at the park playing. There they are watching. People are riding roller coasters. There they are watching. People are swimming, jumping off the boat, getting in the water. There they sit watching. There's the ones traveling around the world, and then there's the ones sitting and watching. I want to be an active participant in my own freaking life, not on the sidelines watching other people, letting my life go by. And so even in the moment, I know that there's going to be things that are going to get me to that life that I don't like to do. But I can control how I speak about them. And I can choose to be excited about the leg day that I really internally don't like and don't want to do. But I can still choose the words I'm saying about them. And I can still say, I'm excited for leg day. Even when on the inside, I'm like, no, I'm not. But if we follow the logic that word is seed, and whenever we speak is being planted and will grow. If you want more positivity, then it's a really simple equation. If we have positive seeds and negative seeds, right here in my hand, this hand's filled with negative seeds, this hand's filled with positive seeds. And I want more positivity in my life. What am I going to plant? If I plant more negative seeds, if I plant negative seeds, is positivity going to grow? No. And if I plant positive seeds, are negative seeds going to grow? No. And so if you look around your life and it's really negative, super simple to tell you which ones you've been planting more of. You've been planting more negative. But the cool thing is today is every single day we have a choice of what seeds we will plant. And half the battle is just recognizing this. Half the battle is just realizing that, wow, I have been that person that brightens the room by leaving it. I have been that negative Nelly, because listen, whether you believe you can whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. You're right. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. So whether you believe you can or you can't lose those 50 pounds, you're right. Whether you believe you can or you can't get to a place where you can wear a bikini, you're right. Whether you believe you can or you can't have your best life, the rest of your life be the best of your life, you're right. You're right. We will prove ourselves right because we will speak about what we believe and what we think, and our words are freaking seed. And we literally are controlling our life by what we're saying. Our future is being written by what we're saying. Our future is being dictated. What we're currently living in, our marriage is being dictated by what we're saying. If you call your husband a jerk and a no good, lazy sack of whatever, and he's insensitive and he's lazy and he, is a horrible dad and he's not a good provider, and those are the words you're speaking. That's what you're telling him he is. That will be your reality with him. I learned this the hard way. I was a very nagging, judgmental, critical wife who certainly reminded my husband of all the areas he fell short and all the areas he did not meet my expectations of him. Where did that lead? Well, it led to roommate status. It led to no passion. It led to no intimacy. It led to sleeping in separate bedrooms, literally seeking divorce attorneys, planning on how to divide our stuff. That's where it led. Immediately following that experience, I flipped it. And I went from being the nag to being the girlfriend. The girlfriend who didn't see all the flaws that were always there. The girlfriend who encouraged. The girlfriend who I was that used to encourage above anything else. Who believed the best inside of the guy she was dating. I went back to that girl. I went back to being my husband's biggest cheerleader. I went back to being his biggest fan. To believing in him more than he believed in himself. What happened? The only thing that literally changed in me was how I spoke to my husband, how I spoke about him, to him and to myself and to everybody else. And what happened? We not only developed a marriage that I didn't even know it was possible, but he went on that year to have his very best year in business. Prior to that year, his best year was like $140,000, $150,000. That next year, he did $250,000 in business. What changed? How I spoke to him and how I spoke about him and the seeds I planted about my husband. If you are a spouse, believing in your spouse, the seeds you're planting with your spouse, with what they're here to do, with their abilities, with their talents, with how they serve, their beauty, it matters. And so this right here, my prayer tonight is that this would penetrate your heart, your mind, your soul, because this is a big freaking deal. And this has the ability to not only change your health, but to change every freaking thing inside of your life. And so, thank you for watching. Make sure before you leave, smash the like button. Give us a comment down below. When you comment, it actually tells the YouTube algorithm, hey, I like what this girl's saying, and more people should see this. And more people should see this video because this is freaking huge. And so make sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We are back here live every single Tuesday night. We are also live on Wednesdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our YouTube show called The Biggest Transformation, where we're journeying with 12 people on the journey of a lifetime, where they are like, we're following them along as they are losing weight and becoming the best version of themselves. And they're learning things just like the things we talked about here tonight. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow or Tuesday or both. So I'll see you later.